Salah's freaking out. I thought the holding call on Sauce Gardner was a bit cheeky, but you look at the tape, like he grabs him by the shoulder.
Yeah,
Sauce said he ran into me. He's like, well, still, like he's entitled to the inside of the field, is he not?
Yeah, and Hayes, this is another thing. I get that when we like rewatch these tapes, it's like this is a hold and this is not a hold. And on the same play, there was an offensive lineman that looked like there was a hold going on. But the reality is there's no clear-cut definition of what is and what isn't a hold. I would say that every single play, there's some sort of holding going on, at least on the offensive and defensive line. So you got to know what these refs are looking for. And what I mean by that, and Pete Carroll would bring us in every year. He'd have a crew of refs come in during training camp, and they'd stay there for 3-4 days, and they'd say, hey, this guy is looking at you. It's not this guy. Like, know exactly who's going to potentially call a penalty on you. And then to advance that, what is he looking for? Again, we sit here and we get to replay this stuff. They're seeing it live, guys that are running 4.3s, ripping down the field. And the problem is when you get the arm over the back, even though it might not have been a hold, it was somewhat of a weak call. That's what they're trained to do. Hey, I see the arm extended. It's over his shoulder. There's a little yank. That's a telltale sign. I'm throwing the flag. On the other side, again, there's another hold everyone was mad at that they did not call on the Chiefs that play, where it's like this offensive lineman is holding, like, yes, he is holding the defensive lineman.
And the Jets player's like moving his feet, and he's trying to signal to the ref, like, dude, this guy's holding me, and I'm moving my feet still.
Yes, but defensive guys do that every play. Like, oh, I'm getting held.
And are they yelling at the ref?
Yes.
Like, can you hear them yelling?
This. Yes. Yeah. But this is what they teach us on offense. If you keep your hands inside and your elbows tucked in, they're never going to call that. Until you get somewhere where, like, hey, my arm is now extended, the ref will not call that in this league. That's just the reality of the situation. So if I can't remember who it was who was getting held, Frankie, but if he were to, like, almost embellish it where he can get the guy to, lose his arms, the ref probably throws a flag then. So that's where it gets, you got to know these, like, nuances of the game. I do, like, I'm not a big fan of refs, but both of those are, like, they could have won either way, but I see why they called the one and why they didn't call the other based on what they're taught. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.